If you could make, let's say, 3 changes in boxing right now, what would they be, Michael?
3 changes in boxing. I would get rid of the cruiserweight division, and cruiserweight division's out. You would have a heavyweight division and a super heavyweight division. Okay, that's one. Second, no particular order. There would be one commissioner in boxing that runs every state, that's the boss. Okay, just like the football, basketball, baseball. You have one commissioner. Now, in every state, if you want, you have assistant commissioners. You can't give these people all this power when they don't know shit about boxing. You know, all these people take advantage of the boxers because they know they can get away with it. It's been so long while they're doing that. No one's saying nothing about it. A union will give boxers insurance. All these years that I fought, 23 surgeries, my body's just a wreck, you know, and there's nothing that all the hard work that I went through, there's no reward after at all. There's no health insurance. There's no retirement. There's nothing for boxers. And it keeps going on and keep going on. If I had somebody that's trying to fight, I would tell them, don't. Find another career that's going to offer you health insurance, you know, retirement, 401. You need that if you have a family. If you're trying to become a boxer and have a family, that's a facade. Because most boxers come from no money. And they allow them to live that lifestyle. I got this. But then eventually they're going to go broke. Look how smart Floyd Mayweather is. Because he did it himself. When you do it yourself, you're going to always be rich. You know, that's very, very smart. The people want to criticize him. No, that's smart. Because you can't get your hands on his money, you want to criticize him now.
But yeah, he came out the sport 50, you know, not a mark on his face and billions and billions of dollars. So he did it the right way. I don't know who's criticizing him.
Yeah.
James Bell of the Boxing Source here with another video. And this video here is to talk about what former 2-division world champion Michael Moore was talking about in his interview on IFL TV. And there he kind of breaks down a couple of things in reference to what should change in the sport of boxing, including, you know, the stuff about the commission, having one commissioner in the sport of boxing, eliminating the cruiserweight division, or basically elevating the cruiserweight division up to heavyweight, and then having a super heavyweight division, and, you know, the whole thing in reference to, you know, how boxers should be able to protect themselves inside and outside of the ring. And that a lot of the fighters go broke because, as referenced in one of my previous videos of a clip from the IFL TV interview of Michael Moore, that a lot of these fighters end up with no money after their fights because they have to give up so much of that money to sanctioning bodies, to promoters, to managers, to trainers, to those that, you know, help with them in camp, and they end up with nothing. And when he broke down the whole thing at the end with Floyd Mayweather Jr., is that's pretty much how, you know, boxers should go at it. Now, you know, on this channel, or, you know, on the podcast, I've interviewed WBC featherweight champion Gary Russell Jr., and he says that he is conducting his business on his own as an independent contractor because you got to be able to control every part of the money that you get in the fight purse. In that you have to be able to take as much money as you can, because you're the one that's stepping in the ring. You're the one that's risking your life in that ring. You're the one that's putting your life on the line to get a piece of glory and entertaining the fans that are there to come see you fight. And it kind of like goes back into the thing that he was saying about, you know, a lot of these fighters go broke. You know, him with his current status, like he's, you know, dealing with pain. A lot of these fighters deal with lots of pain, especially after they're retired. They deal with a lot of physical pain and, yes, mental pain, because they've been getting punched all over their body. And that takes a toll on them once they're, you know, out of the ring, because you don't have that instance where you're going to go through that process of, after having a fight, doing a recovery phase. Okay, so that recovery phase is something that kind of masks the pain that you have taken in previous fights. But once you have that last fight of your professional career, you don't have anything that really masks the pain anymore. So that pain keeps coming back up and coming back up and coming back up. And that damage that you take is permanent, you know, and you have to deal with that, you know, for the rest of your life. And like Michael Moore explained, they don't have no retirement plan in boxing. They don't have no insurance plan in boxing. So everything that you have to do in order to recover, all the surgeries and things like that, you have to pay for that out of pocket. There's no plan to, like, say that you get a deductible like, you know, Joe Blow or Jane, you know, plain Jane, that works a regular 9 to 5 and has the, you know, insurance plan that's put in place for them from their job, or the thing with their 401k. So with boxers, it's basically like that after they're gone. And, you know, with what Michael Moore said, it goes back to something that I heard from Gabe Rosado in an interview that he did. And he says that fans ask so much from fighters, but when fighters are retired and done, they forget about them. And that's pretty much a stinging comment from Gabe Rosado, is that a lot of these fighters that retire, they have to go through this stuff that Michael Moore is talking about. And those hospital bills and stuff like that, yo, they build up real quick. And sometimes once that happens and you get all the surgeries, you get all the checkups, you know, do what needs to be done in order for you to be as healthy as possible, there goes all your money. And then what else do you have left? You know, you don't really have anything. And that's why Michael Moore said there at one particular point that, you know, having the whole thing with the family, being a boxer and having a family is kind of a facade, because if you don't know how to, you know, manage your money and everything like that, those costs, you know, keep going up and up and up. You're not going to be able to keep up with those costs and have a family or maintain a family. It gets that tough sometimes for a lot of boxers there. And like I said, it's one of those sad realities of boxing that without, you know, that retirement plan or insurance plan and things like that, with these boxers being independent contractors, paying out of pocket for everything that they do, before they even step in the ring, then they step in the ring and then they take the punishment, and then after they have their fight, they still have to, you know, pay out for the promoters, the managers, the fighters that train with them and everything like that. And then once all of that's said and done, then they have a take-home pay. So it's, like I said before, man, it's a dirty game with the sport of boxing. It's, you know, one of the sports that I love so much, but it's something that I also hate so much because of what happens to many of those fighters. That's what I got in reference to this particular topic. You can subscribe to the Boxing Source here on YouTube or catch the Boxing Source radio show live Sundays, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Blog Talk Radio, or catch the podcast on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor.fm, or whatever your favorite podcast app is. On that note, folks, I'm out. Peace.